High upon a barren branch, a solitary crow perched. His heart felt heavy. He looked at the other birds flitting through the bright sky. They seemed so carefree, so loved. He felt a pang of envy. "Why am I so different?" he croaked, his voice thick with sorrow. The crow felt unloved, unwanted, a shadow in a world of vibrant colors. He believed his life held no joy, no purpose. Each day felt longer, heavier than the last. The crow wished for a change, a way out of his despair. Perhaps, he thought, his eyes welling up, death would be a welcome escape from this torment. He yearned for peace, for a moment without the ache in his heart. The crow decided to seek guidance, to find someone who could shed light on his darkness. He had heard whispers of a wise old monk who lived atop a misty mountain. The monk, they said, possessed a calmness that could soothe the most troubled soul. With a glimmer of hope, the crow flapped his wings and soared towards the mountain peak. The journey was arduous, the path steep and winding. Yet, the crow pressed on, driven by a sliver of hope in the vast emptiness of his heart. Upon reaching the summit, he found the monk meditating peacefully. The crow, his voice choked with emotion, poured out his woes. He confessed his despair, his longing for happiness. He asked the monk for the secret to finding the joy that eluded him. The monk listened patiently, his gaze steady and compassionate. When the crow finished, the monk smiled gently. "Happiness," the monk began, his voice gentle yet firm, "cannot be found in comparing yourself to others. It lies in appreciating the gifts you already possess." The crow, confused, shook his head. He couldn't understand. He saw only his perceived flaws, his perceived shortcomings. The monk, sensing the crow's skepticism, suggested he seek out a beautiful white swan he knew of. "Ask the swan," he advised, "if it considers itself happy." The crow, though doubtful, followed the monk's advice. He found the swan gliding gracefully on a pristine lake. The swan, admiring its reflection, declared itself happy, but, it added, the parrot with its vibrant feathers must be even happier. Intrigued, the crow sought out the parrot. He found it in a golden cage, its colors indeed brilliant. Yet, the parrot confided in the crow, "Oh, to be free like the peacock with its magnificent plumage. Now that is true happiness." The crow, following this chain of comparisons, finally found the peacock. It was indeed a magnificent creature, its feathers a spectacle of color. However, the peacock was held captive in a zoo, admired but confined. "I envy your freedom," the peacock confessed to the crow. "You can soar through the boundless sky, behold the world from unimaginable heights. True happiness lies in that freedom." The crow listened, his heart heavy with a newfound understanding. He realized that each creature, no matter how beautiful or free, carried its own burdens. He understood that happiness wasn't about having what others possessed, but about cherishing what one had. With a lighter heart, the crow returned to the monk. He bowed low, expressing his gratitude. The monk smiled, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Happiness, dear crow," he said softly, "is a journey, not a destination. It begins the moment you choose to love yourself, flaws and all." From that day on, the crow embraced his own unique beauty. He found joy in the simple things, the warmth of the sun on his feathers, the wind beneath his wings, the freedom of his flight. He learned that true happiness bloomed not from comparisons but from self-acceptance.